Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the whole slap situation with Will Smith and Chris Rock. And I know by now all of you guys are aware of it. I'm really late to the party. I know I'm extremely late to the party, but I really had to sit back and just take it in, and I really did not know what to do with it. I felt awkward. I felt like I had secondhand embarrassment. I don't know. This whole situation is weird. And I know for all Christians, we can all agree that violence is never okay, ever. This just really took me by surprise. Like, Hollywood never shocks me. For anything that they do, I'm just like, doesn't surprise me. But this really took me by surprise, and I'm gonna just say it up front, and I know some of you guys might feel offended or might feel like, wow, Roxy, you're very insensitive, but I side with Chris Rock. First, I wanna say that his joke wasn't even harsh. Personally, I've been to comedy shows and it's like they say the harshest things. Now, yeah, you know, there's some things that we should never joke about. I totally agree. But I feel like what people are missing is that he wasn't joking about her sickness or her illness. He was joking about the fact that she was bald. And yeah, it may have something to do with her illness, but he didn't know. I mean, I didn't even know. And I keep up with a lot what Hollywood does and actresses and actors, and I didn't even know about that. And I mean, I feel bad for her, but at the same time, not everyone's aware of it, and I feel like her joke wasn't even that harsh. Wow, I've already jumped into this whole topic. I want to say this before I even get any deeper, guys. If you're new to my channel, my name is Roxy. I make videos to give biblical advice and share my perspective in Christianity. So let's get started. So back to what I was saying. I'm so sorry. I just literally just jumped the gun and not even make the introduction. I'm just so all over the place. I'm so sorry. I've just been so out of it, and I haven't been here for a while, so sorry guys. But anyhow, my point being is that not everyone follows Jada. I think that's her name, right? Not everyone follows her life. Not everyone knows. And, you know, the joke wasn't about that. And even if it was about that, I don't think it should go to the extreme of getting physical with someone. I know a lot of people are in this sort of stance of saying, you know, I support Will because he is defending his wife and we should protect Black women. And I'm all about that. I'm all about protecting Black women and protecting and loving your wife. I'm all about that. But it should never lead to violence, right? I think we can all agree in that. For most of us, you know, we can all agree that it should never lead to that. Besides the joke, I really think that we are in a society that people are so sensitive. It doesn't matter what you say, they'll find anything that comes out of your mouth offensive. They're just so triggered by anything that you say, and that can be religion, that could be appearance, that can be ethnicity, that can be anything you can think of, and people will put it in some way and make it about them, or will make it that it is harmful. Sorry, I'm getting sort of lost here. My point is, what I'm trying to say is that no matter what you say, people are going to get offended. And in a way, it doesn't surprise me that this joke came across to everyone very offensive. I personally, like I said before, I've heard worse things, and that was not even a low blow. It really wasn't. I'm sorry if you thought it was, but personally, I didn't think that. So I think we live in a society that's very triggered and very sensitive. And honestly, I think that if he felt so offended, he could have spoken to Chris Rock after the show and or the awards or wherever, Oscars or Grammys, whatever they were at, and he could have spoken to him and been like, hey bro, like I didn't appreciate this. And especially you being my wife's friend, because I believe they worked together. They did the movie Madagascar. I think that's how you say it. They worked together. They did the voices. I think she did the hippo and Chris Rock did the zebra. So they've worked together for a few years, and I believe they became friends. So I think they could have spoken to each other and hashed it out, but Will took it upon himself because he saw his wife get offended, resulted with violence, which was really wrong. My husband asked me personally, like if we were in Jada and Will Smith's shoes, if I would have been proud of him if he did that. And I told him no. I would have been ashamed. I would have been very disappointed that my husband would stoop to that level to try to solve something with violence. So no, I think with anything being said, I think you should always walk away. Christian or not Christian, you should always walk away. Violence is never the answer. I had a talk with one of my friends not about this incident, but one time, we were reviewing this video of these people having some type of altercation, and it had to do with racist slurs, and they got violent and they ended up physically hurting each other. And she asked me, like, what would you done if that was you? And I was like, I would have walked away. And she was just like, are you sure? Like, even if they said something really racist? And I'm like, yeah, I would have walked away. And then she brought up a different scenario that is like a lot more extreme. And she's like, well, what if there was a clan, a KK clan, and he was just there with his outfit and his whatever he wears, and he's just being very offensive towards you and saying things to you. And I was like, I would have walked away. Like, I feel like it doesn't matter. For me personally, I don't know. And I know I've been like this even before I became a Christian. I feel like you're going to make yourself a fool of getting physical with someone. And the reason I say this is because after you fight someone physically, because I have gotten in a fight before, which I'm not proud of, and I personally seeked it, and I feel very ashamed of it. But for that experience, I will say that you really don't get anything. You don't gain anything at all when you get physical with someone. And the smart thing is always to walk away, regardless if people would consider you a coward or a sissy or whatever. The smart thing is to always walk away, because it's always better for one fool to look foolish than two fools looking foolish. You're probably asking yourself, why are you talking about this? This is really meaningless, Roxy. I know most of you guys know that violence is not the answer, and I know a lot of my subscribers are mature enough to know this. I say this because a lot of us Christians do struggle in this area in a way. Now, I know a lot of us wouldn't go up to someone and slap someone for saying something, but I think a lot of us would retaliate with saying words back. And I've seen that within the church. I've seen that outside of the church. I've seen that in many people. It comes down to having self-control, regardless of whatever situation you are in and whatever that person's saying to you. We should be able to control ourselves at the moment and be able to be the better person or the better man and walk away and not engage with stupidity. We should be able to still love one another even when we have differences, even when someone offends us and they say something that is hurtful. And I say this because that's what many of us would do. Many of us wouldn't slap someone, but many of us would say something back. And I think as a Christian, we should be more mature in that area and be able to be silent and not say anything at all if you don't have anything good to say. Now, in closing, I will say that I've been reading the book of John, and one thing that really stood out to me this morning was before Jesus departed, he washed his disciples' feet. Jesus washing his disciples' feet before he departs is just the most beautiful thing ever. Now I mention this because part of his disciples is Judas. And Judas is the guy that betrayed Jesus, which, by the way, Jesus already knew. Like, he already knew before it was going to happen. Like, he already knew. And he was still willing to wash his feet. Now, I find that so beautiful and just truly amazing that Jesus had such a beautiful and tender heart to still be able to love someone that is going to betray him. Someone that he considered a friend and was willing to kill him. I think, you know, as Christians, if we want to be more Christ-like, we need to view these type of things with such a tender heart. When someone offends us or they say something hurtful, I think we should always respond with kind words or ask questions. Or if you don't have the ability to do that, I think it's always the right thing is to walk away and not say anything at all. You know, sometimes silence really speaks a lot louder than words. And I find it just a beautiful demonstration of how Jesus gives love even to his own enemy. Because in that moment in time, Judas was Jesus' enemy. You know, he was gonna give him up. And that's what led for him to being killed. You know, and for Jesus to still love him regardless of that and wash his feet, I find it truly amazing. Jesus is the greatest example, and that example shows me that we should still be very sensitive to people that hurt us, regardless if it's words, regardless if it's whatever it is. We should always find it in our heart to love one another and forgive them. I think that if we feel hurt about something, try to ask first. Ask that person, be like, hey, what did you mean by that? Or, hey, can you clarify? Or I think we should be more gentle as Christians and be loving towards people, even if they don't deserve it. It's being loving towards people. And man, I'm so grateful and thankful that I was able to read this passage of John, of Jesus washing his disciples' feet. I find that moment very beautiful, and I think that this is something that we should be able to use it in our lives and manifest it in our lives. So that is it, guys. I know this video was all over the place, but I just wanted to give you my input of the situation with Will and Chris. You know, I really think, like I said, I think Will just really took it far. And I think that they could have handled it a lot better behind doors and spoken about it. Honestly, I've always been a Will Smith fan. Huge fan of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and he kind of lost me. Like he kind of lost me there. And I know people make mistakes, and you know, and I know people can really, you know, mean it when they say sorry and really change. But man, that's just so embarrassing. Like, forget the slap. Just the moment of silence of him being up there, getting slapped, then being cursed at, having a bunch of cameras on you, a bunch of A-listers and Hollywood stars, right? Very important people, whatever. And billions of people watching you on TV, and you're just there. My heart just ached. Like, my heart was torn. Like, I couldn't believe, like, that Will Smith and Jada put Chris Rock through that. That is humiliation and shame that Chris Rock is gonna carry for a long time. Like, I even felt it. My heart aches. So I just wanted to share with you guys my thoughts about this incident, my thoughts about how we should react when we get offended, when we are having an exchangement with someone, Christian or non-Christian, what we should do. And I will say, the only thing I will say before I let you guys go, if your life is at risk, I mean, by all means, do defend yourself. I personally believe that if someone was to, you know, barge into my home and they're literally about to kill me, I'm going to defend myself. I feel like that's the only appropriate time to really use violence, is when you are defending someone from harm, from physical harm. Other than that, violence is never the answer. And my heart just hurts for Chris, and I'll be praying for him because, wow, just the embarrassment of all. Like, that's just so embarrassing. Like, wow. But anyhow, that is my thoughts, guys. I love you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it. Like it if you still want me to continue with YouTube. At this time, I'm not even sure where I'm at with YouTube. But thank you so much if you are still here and still subscribed. I love you for that, so thank you. And share my video, do whatever you like, comment down below, let's talk, I don't know. Do whatever you please. I love you so much for watching, and God bless.